Miss Grace, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Alex Grace.
What do you do for a living, Miss Grace?
I'm an actress.
Can you tell the jury where you were on the night of June 16th, 2008?
I was having dinner with Jackie Owens.
Where were you guys?
We were at my estate on Sunset Vista Golf Course.
We're going to talk more about June 16th in a second, but first, how do you know the defendant?
We've been friends for a while now. Jackie actually was the one who discovered me. She saw me in Romeo and Juliet at NYU. We worked together briefly. I went on to bigger and better projects. And we recently started working together again.
What are you guys working on right now?
Right now we're working on a film called Dangerous Lies. I'm sure that you've seen previews for it.
What do you guys do together?
We have a working relationship, but Jackie also made it a point to make me feel welcome when I moved to Midlands. We have dinner every Monday night at a restaurant or another special location.
On June 16th, was that a Monday?
Yes, it was.
Were you guys having dinner?
We were having dinner at my home.
What time did Jackie get to your house?
She arrived around 8 o'clock
And
in the evening.
How did she get to your house?
She drove her black Maserati.
Now, on that night, do you remember anything special about this car other than it was a Maserati?
Not at all.
Do you remember anything special about the headlights on Miss Owens' car?
No, they look normal to me, just like any kind you see driving down the road.
So while you guys were having dinner, what'd you talk about?
Everything. And we talked about, Jackie mentioned Jacob Bennett. She likes to talk. They have a really great relationship. So she talked about how enjoyable it was to be working with him. She talked a little bit about Casey Maxwell. She was kind of concerned about Casey. He'd been acting strangely lately.
Did you guys talk about anything other than work?
Of course. We talked about Jackie's family. We talked about, I had a new boyfriend at the time. We talked about that. She was very excited.
Can you tell us about Jackie's demeanor that night? Was she acting strange? Was she acting normal?
She seemed like the same old Jackie. She seemed like she was every other Monday.
And how long did she stay at your house that night?
She left a little bit after 1.
Now, Miss Grace, when the police were asking you questions, what types of things did they ask you?
They came to my house. They asked me what I was doing on June 16th.
Objection, Honor, to hearsay.
Your Honor, I'm asking this witness to tell us the questions that the police asked, not statements. Questions aren't
Won't
statements.
you instructively approach the bench and you can tell me exactly what she's going to say?
Your Honor, I'm going to ask this witness what the police asked her. Things like, what was her what relationship with Miss Owens? What was Miss Owens' relationship with Jacob Bennett? Things like that. These are questions. They're not statements.
Your Honor, I would argue these are questions. They're statements under the hearsay rule.
I'm going to overrule the objection. You can re-urge your objection as the questions come out.
Yes, Your Honor.
What did the police ask you?
They asked me what I was doing June 16th. I told them that I was having dinner with Jackie. They asked me what happened, what we talked about, what we did. And then they asked me about Jackie and Jacob, and then they asked me about Jacob and Casey Maxwell.
Do you know anything about the relationship between Jackie Owens and Jacob Bennett?
Oh, yes. Jackie always spoke very highly of Jacob. Besides that, I mean, I worked with them on a few projects, and they always were very friendly towards one another. Jacob acted as kind of a mentor towards Jackie, and it was kind of like a brother-sister type relationship.
You mentioned that you're around Trifecta a lot. You're around people that work at Trifecta. Do you know anything about the relationship between Jacob Bennett and Casey Maxwell?
From what I've seen, it was a little rough. Casey was the younger director. Jacob had been established for a while. It seemed to me that Jacob didn't really respect Casey the way that Casey thought that he should have been respected.
I'm going to object, Your Honor, to speculation, as the witness cannot know what the person was thinking at the time.
So without going into what you think people thought, just based on what you've observed, based on the relationship that you've seen between Casey Maxwell and Jacob Bennett, can you tell the jury what you thought about that?
They didn't get along. Jackie and Jacob could joke around, and it would be all fun and games. one time Casey made a joke about Jacob Bennett's wife, and it was not received the same way by Jacob Bennett. He got angry, started saying ill-spirited things towards Casey. Casey got very loud, very red, and stormed out the room.
Did you tell the police all of these things?
Yes.
And besides asking you questions, what did the police do while they were at your house talking to you?
They took my statements and they left.
When did they do any soil samples off your driveway by the golf course?
Oh, they never did.
I'm going to object, Your Honor, to the lack of personal knowledge as to whether or not the police took soil samples. Because she was there at the golf course vista and could know whether they were doing this or not.
Your Honor, if this witness was at her house while the police were there, she would have knowledge of this.
Overruled.
So I'm sorry, when did the police do soil samples off your driveway by the golf course?
Oh, no, they never did.
Did they do any tests of the area where your house is on the golf course?
I never saw them on the golf course.
Just a few more questions, Ms. Grace. Do you know if Jackie Owens owns a gun?
Oh, Lord, no. No, she doesn't like it.
Do you know if Miss Owens owns a boat at the Midlands Marina?
No, she doesn't.
Do you know if Miss Owens had a meeting with Jacob Bennett on the night of June 16th?
Not that I'm aware of. If she did, she missed it.
No further questions, Your Honor.